recently I've been looking for platinum trophies that are pretty difficult and hard. However, many of these platinum trophies require you to complete several playthroughs. Or they require you to dedicate hundreds and hundreds of hours. And honestly, I don't have the time to dedicate 100 hours to a game. So the other day when I was stumbling through my game catalogue, I came across Ghostrunner. I'd heard pretty good things about this game, and when I checked out the Platinum Guide, I honestly got to admit, I got pretty excited. It looked like it was going to be hard enough that it would satisfy my craving for a hard game. It also only required one playthrough and would only take a measly 12 hours to complete. The guide also said that you were going to suck and die a lot, which, look, I honestly didn't believe, so I was like, I'm definitely going to play this game now. So in order to get the Platinum for Ghostrunner, we have 34 trophies to collect, including the Platinum. And we're going to begin at stage 1, where we're going to just play through the game and enjoy the story. If you guys have made it this far through the video, if you could leave a like or comment or even subscribe, that would honestly be greatly appreciated. As you can see, I'm pretty new to YouTube, so anytime someone interacts will help to get this channel up and running. So remember how I said we were going to die a lot? Basically, we start the game without even playing and we take our first L and get killed by this crazy lady with a million arms. But as in typical video game fashion, we survive that fall and somehow awake with some weird crazy voice in our head. The voice is now asking us to free him from whatever cell he is in, and the tutorial of the game begins. Now this tutorial was super basic and the game pretty much just throws you straight into the deep end, and I literally lost count of how many times I died in this tutorial.
A few moments later.
Finally, after what felt like forever, we freed the Whisper and completed the tutorial. Now, the story for Ghostrunner is pretty basic, and you're not really playing this game for the story, but put very simply, the person who we freed is known as the Architect, and the lady who killed us at the start of the game is the Keymaster. After the Keymaster defeated us, we have fallen to the bottom of the tower, and we must now progress our way up through the tower and confront her. Each level of the tower gets progressively harder, and we learn new abilities as we go. There are 17 levels for us to complete in order to finish the game, and considering the tutorial took 30 minutes, I was honestly regretting my choice of playing this game. However, after just over an hour of playing and getting about 3/4 of the way through the first level, we popped our first trophy. Run 42 kilometers. So with my first trophy earned, I was motivated to just keep going, and I played for another 30 minutes before I literally rage quit. At this stage, I was only 2 hours through my first playthrough of this game, and honestly, I was seriously regretting my choices, and I honestly was not looking forward to coming back to this tomorrow. But tomorrow is always a new day, and we got up the next day, and we were absolutely pumped and ready to go and give this game another shot. However, we still sucked on day 2, and honestly, not much had changed. We did manage to pop 3 trophies in this session, however it didn't really make me feel any better as I still felt like I was so bad at this game. The first trophy was for completing a side quest in one of the missions and saving the people of Sector 5. Our second trophy was a combat related trophy for killing 74 enemies after jumping off walls. And finally, our third trophy was actually a major milestone of the story where we defeated our first boss.
Oh, this is troublesome.
Now, I would have spent probably close to 35 to 40 minutes trying to beat this boss, and honestly, it was one of the hardest experiences I've ever had in a game. I died 172 times while trying to attempt this. By some miracle, we did somehow beat this boss and earned our next trophy. However, I was honestly done by this stage and didn't want to play for the rest of the day. Out of order. Decommission Tom. Day 3 came, and in all honesty, if today's session didn't go well, I was probably going to put this game into my backlog and return to it at some point.
Stop the cap!
I decided to only dedicate an hour of time to day 3 to avoid getting frustrated and angry, and honestly I found my movement was actually getting surprisingly better. We progressed through a couple of levels and only earned 1 trophy related to combat. However, I honestly found myself getting the hang of this game and was actually looking forward to coming back for day 4. With the game now feeling much more natural and the movement feeling much smoother, I was honestly so motivated to play on day 4, and we started to see some really good progress. Whilst the levels and movement were getting significantly harder, I honestly found my rate of improvement was going through the roof, and I was getting seriously good at this game. Compared to days 1 and 2, where I needed to replay certain areas of levels over and over and over because I kept dying, I was finding that once I died once, I was able to plan out the levels much better and get through them significantly quicker. At the end of day 4, we had progressed all the way through to the top of the tower, but decided to save our boss fight with the Keymaster for tomorrow. Day 4 was also our most rewarding day in regards to trophies. We earned a total of 6, bringing our grand total up to 11. 5 of these were all related to combat. Our final trophy on day 4 was for beating our second boss. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that this boss was actually one of the more unique experiences I've ever had in a boss fight, and it was actually seriously fun. The constant parrying felt so satisfying, and honestly, this only took me a couple of goes to beat this boss, and I felt so good afterwards.
Back to hell. Defeat hell. Thank God. That was actually harder than it looked.
Flawless.
Chopped her head off. Lovely.
Now for the...
So the time had come to finally finish this game and defeat Mara. Now, if I'm going to be completely honest, I was sort of let down by this boss fight. I honestly thought it would be harder. But anyways, we got it done pretty quickly and only needed a few attempts. However, there was a little twist in the story.
Resist him, not me.
Defeat the Keymaster.
I should have taken.
After defeating Mara, we then had to confront the Architect who wanted to use our body. And honestly, this next bit of platforming and movement was probably one of the most frustrating things I've ever had to do, ever. After what felt like a million attempts, we finally made it to the Architect and destroyed him.
Can't be trying to... If you destroy me, the remaining Cybervoid system will shut down.
So at the end of our first playthrough, we had earned a total of 13 out of 34 trophies. Our remaining 20 trophies were all tied to collectibles, with a few level-specific and combat-related trophies. At this stage, I was feeling pretty chuffed with myself and was honestly just so happy to have completed this game, so I decided to leave all of the collectibles and combat trophies for tomorrow. So in order to make our cleanup as efficient as possible, we were going to go back through each level and get the remaining collectibles. Whilst going through each level, any specific combat related trophies that could be easily done in certain parts would also be completed. Now, we fortunately didn't have to replay every single level, as I had gotten some collectibles while I had been going through my first playthrough. So one of the more difficult trophies is for completing a level without dying, and we decided to get this done in level 1.
R is for running. Complete a level without dying.
I then had 14 combat-related trophies to get as we went along, and honestly, I probably should have done this as I was playing the game. However, it wasn't that bad, and it only took me an hour or 2 to get done. Some of the combat-related trophies can be a little bit tricky, as you need to be in certain parts of certain levels, and you need to be using specific abilities in order to get them.
This is Mara's...
So with all the combat related trophies done, we only had to get a few more collectibles. These are all pretty straightforward and honestly just required a little bit of platforming throughout levels. And after getting all of them, we got our brand new shiny platinum.
One man's trash. Collect all story items. Junk runner. Collect every single collectible in the game, and GR project complete. Obtain all the other trophies.
So after making this video and looking back at my playthrough on Ghostrunner, I can honestly say the game was actually seriously fun. There is a very steep learning curve, and honestly, like the guide said, you are definitely going to suck for the first hour. However, if you can grind through the initial stages of the game, and as you start to get the hang of it, you can pull off some seriously cool moves. I found this game so satisfying towards the end. With Ghostrunner 2 releasing around the corner, I probably won't get the game. However, if it is ever released for free as part of a monthly PS Plus or into the extras catalog, I'll certainly play it. If you're looking for a platinum trophy that is somewhat challenging and hard but not too long that you need to dedicate millions of hours, then Ghostrunner is honestly perfect for you. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and comment below and subscribe. I will see you guys all in the next one.